What's up, everybody? Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless with another episode on Subnautica. When we left off in the last episode, we ran into a bit of a frame rate problem that's persisting through this episode for some reason, where we had built a really long tunnel, and it just kind of broke things. Like, I was down to 9 FPS kind of thing. I'm still not really high, though, which is really kind of odd, because I actually went through the process of deconstructing that whole tunnel. As you can see here, I brought it all the way back to here thinking that it would help, and it doesn't seem to have done so. Now, there's two issues that I have resolved. One, I don't think it's part of the aquarium, because I emptied the aquarium other than the plants, and it did not seem to improve my frame rate at all. Taking the tunnel back has gone from 9 to 12-ish, 13, so I mean, I guess there's that. But it's still very surprising to me that I'm not getting a better result from the frame rate change. Does anybody know what I did with my sea peak? I seem to have lost a submarine. Oh, I was over there. Okay. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. I guess I'll borrow this one. Sea glimpse. I forgot I took the sea peak over there, and because I was deconstructing the tunnel along the way back, I actually left the thing there and forgot I had it with me. Okay, so oops, need to go a little lower. So there's a couple things that I'm planning on doing today, but mainly it's going to be frame rate hunting, essentially. Okay, so we've got, this should be the line, so I should be seeing, there it is. So what I'm wondering is, because there is still existing structures out here, essentially where the grid was, I'm wondering if it's still seeing the grid as being that large. So our first step, oh crap, I don't have a battery. Let's use this one. I was charging my other batteries. I do like that they switch that around. That's pretty cool. And it helps if I deconstruct the components first. So my theory here, we're basically frame rate hunting this episode. Because if I can't get my frame rate under control, I don't know how much I'll be able to do on this series until they do a performance update, which I guess is in the pipeline for them. I know they just did this update, like the Bones update or whatever, which adds a bunch of new areas for the whatchamacallit, the Lost River area. A lot of stuff that we saw beforehand that was kind of glitchy or didn't seem finished or whatever, that's been added in. They have like the new boneyards and all this kind of stuff. So there are some cool things that they've added. Unfortunately for me, I'm still struggling to get my frames under control because it's just not fun to watch. If it's a slideshow like it's doing right now. This is just not fun. It's not fun for me to make, it's not fun for you to watch, you know. It's just not fun for anybody. No one wins. So, if this doesn't work, this is kind of the last straw that I have, is because I was going to leave these as little cell bases, but I'm wondering if because they're considered to be in the same grid, if it's still messing with the frame rate. Which is highly possible, depending on how the game processes it all. Okay. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have done absolutely anything at the moment. So I'm actually going to pause this for a second and actually reboot the game, save it with the new structure of the base, and see if that does anything, because at this point... this episode isn't going to be much longer if this is the frame rate I'm left with. Okay, so unfortunately, I'm still rocking the, like, 10 FPS, which is abysmal. So I don't really know what to do at this point with this. As I said, I'm thinking more of from a creative standpoint, not that it's unplayable, just to me it's kind of unrecordable, if that makes sense. I mean, I really enjoy the game, and I've had a lot of fun with Subnautica, but I can't really in good conscience keep making videos and stuff with a 10 frame rate. That just, it's not a good idea. I was kind of hoping with this new update that it would include some under-the-hood optimizations or something to improve or fix, I don't know, my guess, I mean, I'm not an expert developer or anything, but I have gone to college for it. My guess is memory leaks. It's the only thing I can think of that because I expanded the build so far, that retracting it hasn't cleared the memory somehow in the save, because I mean that's why I decided to reboot it, was thinking that it would clear some cache somewhere that was still keeping coordinate data or something. But it doesn't seem to have done anything even after rebooting. So I'm kind of wondering if in the save file, because it has been expanded at some point, then it kept a lot of that data or something, to where now it's like still seeing it even though it's not there or something. Because I can't see, some probably will think it's the glass, but it did this before I put all the glass in, or I mean after I put all the glass in, kind of thing. Like, I had all the glass and it was okay, I expanded out, it dropped, I took it all back, and now it's still at the bottom. So I can't see it being glass because we've had the glass for a while, but it wasn't until we expanded in the last episode that everything just hit the floor, and I can't seem to pick it back up. So, unfortunately, I don't really know what else to do. I really, like, I want to keep playing it. I know that a lot of people watch this series and are real big fans of it and stuff, but I really can't play it this way. I mean, it's like a slideshow. And if I do any more, or obviously, even sometimes doing less isn't doing anything, but if I did any more, it's just going to keep getting worse. I do know that there is plans, according to the Trello page, there is plans to do performance optimization, I think somewhere around January, if the schedule is kept to, based on what I read on the, on their Trello and stuff. But, like anything, you know, as it's a fluid development environment, it's going to shift around if they run into problems or anything. But it's like a couple patches from now, I guess, is planning on doing that. So there are a few options. I could keep this save and start a new one and do other things, but again, we've kind of seen and done most everything there is in the game other than new features and areas that they've added with the updates. So I don't really see the need to start over again when there's really nothing. It's not like, hey, now there's story implemented and there's cutscenes and blah, blah, blah. I mean, we've kind of already done all that. So there's really not a lot left for me to do in starting over, but it seems like there's a cap at this point, at least for me, for whatever reason, that I'm running into, where it's like I can't get it to go any further without it just becoming really bogged down in frame rate issues. So I think, as much as it pains me, I think the only real option is I'm going to have to say that we're going to take a break for a while from Subnautica, and I'll keep checking back when they do updates and such. But yeah, I don't really know what else to do. So here's my thing to you guys. I'd like your thoughts and opinions on the matter, because, I mean, as much as I'd like to keep going with it, like I said, I don't really want to keep making videos at this kind of a frame rate. It's abysmal. So, yeah. So, I mean, if you've run into something like this and you're like, hey, I fixed mine with this third-party memory I don't know. Just, if you run into something like this and you fixed it, let me know. I'm open to trying stuff. But I think my bigger thing is going to be, what would you guys like to see in this slot for now? Because, like I said, when they do updates and things, I'm going to keep checking back with it and keep trying to load the game and stuff to see if it'll, if the frame rate will improve, because as soon as it does, I'll go back to making more videos on it, because I do like the game. I've always enjoyed Subnautica. It's not fun for me as a content maker, or I'm assuming you as a viewer either, to sit through this. And always be concerned about, well, we don't want to make it too big, because then we're going to run into frame rate problems and things like that. I mean, at least with something like Space Engineers, when you run into frame rate problems, it's usually because you have a ton of mods or the build is just, exponentially huge and there's a ton of blocks, or it's really, but this is just kind of basic bases and there's no mods that are going to be outside of the developer's control or anything like that. So it's a little unexpected for me. But, so like I said, at the moment, I think we're going to put this on hiatus and take a break. In the meantime, that means that the slot is open to put other videos or a new series or something like that. So let me know what you guys think as far as if there's anything in particular that you've had your eye on that you thought would be cool, or series that I have done that you'd like to see me go back to. Something like the Space Engineers programming series, or like the, what was the other one? Hardland was another kind of like RPG type of thing that they've done a lot of updates on that I haven't touched in a long time. There's a few different series that I have had that I took a break from or whatever, or the viewership wasn't there. So let me know if there's anything new or we've already done and we want to go back to that you guys would like to see. But I think for now we're going to have to take a break from this. So in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you guys in either another series or whenever they fix this. So I will be back at some point. In the meantime, we have other videos on the channel, so there's that. But I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Peace.